let's talk about the episode of Jujutsu Kaisen that came out on Thanksgiving that both ruined my day and made my day a whole lot better. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the new Jujutsu Kaisen episode, very, very sad. So, this episode resumes after Itadori gets control of his body from Sukuna, and he's going through a whole lot of mental trauma. Like, it's bad. And you really get this feel of just exactly what's going through his head when he's walking down the subway trails. When he's walking down the subway, just reminiscing on all the things he's heard in the past and how his actions always have consequences. And it's truly heartbreaking. But that is so far off of what actually makes this episode so sad. This episode focuses around the goat Nanami and shows his final efforts to make sure that his companions are still safe. You have Nanami, who's just gotten completely shafted by Jogo. Just completely like a shell of a human, basically. Like, he is so burnt that he's practically in his own little world, which is Malaysia. And if you've been keeping up with anything else, you would see that Malaysia, the spot that Nanami was dreaming of in Malaysia, has now become a monument, which is a great contribute to one of the goats. We see Nanami taking on a bunch of cursed spirits in the most beautiful, eye-catching way possible, in the most sad way possible. A little side note, when I was watching this episode, it was Thanksgiving. So I'm in the US, so we celebrate Thanksgiving, and I normally don't watch episodes of stuff like when I'm driving because like that eats up the data, but I had to make an exception on that day. We're driving home in it's like 9 o'clock, pitch black out. I'm in the car for an hour, and I'm like, I need to watch this episode. So I'm sitting here just in the passenger seat, just crying, just bawling my eyes out, just crying, watching Nanami just fight for his life. And I'm like sniffling, I'm like, oh. and I'm just praying that nobody else in the car hears me. And I nonchalantly reach over for a tissue. I'm like, do we have tissues in here? just in the most, like, I'm not just in complete and utter despair over what I'm witnessing. So Nanami continues to imagine himself in Malaysia and how nice it would be to be in Malaysia right now as he is dicing up these cursed spirits that Mahito has created. And right when he reaches what he thinks is the end, Mahito comes up behind him, pretty much cutting out all hopes of Itadori and Nanami running a two-man on him like they did last time. Just absolutely jumping him. They don't get the chance to jump him this time, but maybe Itadori will get to jump him later. You never know. You'll just have to keep up. You'll just have to watch. I'm not here to spoil anything. But he places his hand on his back, and then our boy Itadori comes down. And Nanami, being the great man that he is, does not want to hinder Itadori's future. He does not want this to become a curse for Itadori. It brings a tear to my eye just saying it. And he says to Itadori that he'll leave the rest to him before being blown up by Mahito. And it is one of the most beautifully portrayed deaths I've seen throughout all of anime. This one has to be in a solid top 5 of the most heart-wrenching anime deaths. Not even for the fact that it's sad that he's like a character and he's gone, but like in the fact of the way he died in order to make sure that he wasn't going to hinder Itadori's future. Oh my, so beautiful. This is a death scene that will probably be talked about for years to come in the whole anime scene. And after this, we get to see a little fight between Mahito and Itadori. Of course, because how's Itadori about to let that slide? So Itadori and Mahito get in this huge fight. This is one of the best fights we've seen so far besides the Sukuna Maharaga fight. I think the Sukuna Maharaga fight was crazy. This one was really well animated. There's a whole lot of complaining going around about Mappa editors, and then even the Mappa editors are complaining about them being on time crunches and how if they're expected to produce such great episodes, they need more time, which could also pose a postponage for season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. But that's for another video. I can make a video on that, but we'll leave that off for now. But apart from the Sukuna Maharaga fight, I think this fight is so beautiful, so good. I mean, you have Mahito trying to kiss Itadori. Like, what gets better than that? The kiss might involve his lips turning into knives, but he still tried to make out with him. It's a very good episode. You really get to feel all the anger that Itadori feels from losing Nanami, and you get to see all of the different techniques that Mahito has, because Mahito, I hate Mahito with a burning passion, but you have to admit that dude's kind of insane. Like, his powers are kind of crazy. he grabs a guy and turns him into a sword. Is that not insane? Mahito's got some of the most broken powers I've ever seen. That's also a video for another time. And this video also captures the relationships between all the villains. It's such a beautifully wrote piece of work. And this episode has done so well to capture it all. And finally, this episode ends with Mahito's clone encountering Nobara. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I'm so bad at her name. Nobara. And she low-key looks super dope in this. Like we all know what's gonna happen, but she stands on business. Like, you don't mess with her. This upcoming episode's about to be sick. We all know it's gonna happen, but it's honestly so good. Overall, this episode I'd say it's topped all the rest of the Jujutsu Kaisen episodes, besides that Sukuna Maharaga fight. But once we get to the next fight with Itadori and Mahito, the one that comes after with another special guest, that one will probably top it all. You know, I hope you enjoyed me going through this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen that came out. I might do this in the future for more anime episodes that come out, but I haven't decided. This may be a direction I'll take my channel. I don't know. Editing is very difficult, and I respect everybody that does edit their own videos. So if anybody wants to edit for me, just hit me up. I can't pay you yet, but if you stick around for long enough and I actually make money somehow, I'll cover you. Thank you very much for watching this video. And the next episode comes out in 2 days. It is currently Tuesday, the 28th. And the next episode of Jujutsu Kaisen comes out on Thursday, which will be the Nobara Mahito fight, along with the things that go on with Nobara. And then it'll lead into the Itadori and certain someone else fight. So I hope you all stay tuned. I might go over that episode too. We'll see. I don't know. I might even go over more stuff. We'll see. It's just going to play it by ear. I've been so injured lately for the last 2 years that I haven't been able to do anything. And now that I feel better, I just want to record everything under the sun. So I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, sunrise, sunset, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one because you deserve it. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video, and I will see you later. Bye.